I got six o'clock. Let's go ahead and call the Parks and Rec Committee to order. If you would review the minutes from the March 11th meeting. And if no additions, corrections, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Got a motion by Ms. Overman. I have a second. Second, by Mr. Gully. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, we'll move right into our discussion items. We turn it over to Mr. Salee on for county pool.
So we've got it drained and cleaned up. Most everything's looking pretty good. We've got a few repairs that need to be done. The age is really showing on it this year, but we'll pull through and get that going. Lifeguards, we've got 5 that are certified and ready to go and 5 that are going to training in May, 1 going this weekend. So hopefully we'll have enough lifeguards to run it. We've got 2 food service workers, 2 assistant managers and a manager. So we're moving forward. Everything's looking good. Sir.
It turned on and off different ways on us, I know. Do we know where they're taking their course at?
Jimmy Floyd.
Anything, Mr. Gully?
I would like to add, the pool looked really good. They've done a lot of cleanup work down there. Mr. Slee, I don't know, he called around a little bit the other day, was wanting to show some of the pieces of some concern of the aging. There is some aging. We noticed that the areas where kids get in and out of the pool a lot had really on the top was showing some looseness. I think you had a plan to correct some of that, doing some really good work. These guys were definitely digging in, cleaning up the pool down there, but it was there are some certain aging areas.
Do you think you'll be able to, take care of what y'all looked at down there, everything's gonna get it fixed or whatever, which was no problem, or?
Yeah, I've spoke with some people about what we need to make the repairs. They've ordered the materials. It'll be supposed to be in here today. It actually came in late this afternoon. So we'll go pick it up in Lebanon in the morning and start putting everything back together. But everything will be pretty much as the way it was last year. We're gonna have water leaks. There's cracks everywhere and they're hard to repair. So we're gonna have some water leaks. The water bill may be a little bit higher than I'd like to see, but everything else should be good. We should be good to go.
Anybody else got any questions in regard to this? Mr. Grigger?
One question, not so much on the facility itself, but I've had a couple of people ask me in the last month if we would consider, of course, we're doing the end of season party, but, for a season pass holder, but, I've been asked if we might consider doing maybe do sometime during the season, doing a special party just for, adults only, no kids. I mean, just know that grown-ups could attend.
Anybody else got any comments or suggestions in regard to this? I think we've planned for the season pass holders at the end of the year. I mean, and
Yeah, I explained that to the folks who asked me, and they're like, no, maybe like during June, during the season, sometime June, maybe July. So we're gonna just maybe take one of those nights, and this is grown-up party, have to be 21 or over or whatever, just to, I think it was kind of the person that asked me that kind of described it as maybe like a parents' night out kind of thing. So you didn't have to worry about kids running around, or if you're just grown-ups have a good time.
Ms. Johnson.
I mean, one night out of that month or something like that set aside for adults. I mean, of course, there wouldn't be no drinking or anything, but if there was a night that's not being used, maybe for other programs or something there, I mean, that would be something to consider. I don't know how you go about that, but
We don't have lifeguards that are 21 or over, do we? The lifeguards are still gonna be kids.
We have lifeguards starting at 15, going to 17. I don't think we have any 18-year-olds that are not managers.
Any more discussion in regard to this? I guess, I could entertain a motion, if you want to bring it and see if we can get a second for it or whatever, see if we could come up with a night, but I mean. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just table it. Everybody be thinking about it. We'll discuss it the next meeting. Under renovations and maintenance, is that, if you went over that, I mean, everything else on?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. I mean, there's still a lot of cleaning to do. We're waiting on the patch material. It takes a special material to hold that tile up. I don't guess you brought that stuff, did you? That clay? What they put the stones and the tile in place with, the chlorine's just eaten up and it's turned to powder. It's almost like toothpaste. It's returned to a kind of a moist state. It's pliable now. It's not wanting to hold anything. We could go out there, all of us this season, and have most of that pool laying in the bottom before dark. It's just, I promise you, this will be the last year we're gonna get out of the old girl. I've been saying for years that we're getting close and we're here. I will say I've spoke to, the guys that put in a quote for the repairs about adding the extension. One came by and looked. He didn't meet with me, but I'm waiting for them to show up. It'll be closer to 30 feet to get where we want to be. I think it's 32 or 33 feet is where we want to be to actually get the wade without a drop off at the 3-foot mark. But, it is doable. It's just a matter of getting these guys back up here and giving me a quote. They're covered up this time of year. This is something we should have talked about, in the winter when I had them kind of not doing as much, but they're opening pools, repairing pools, and it's just hard to get them to come up here and look at anything right now.
Mr. Slee, I went, after me and you talked the other day, we sort of mentioned, you're standing there in the pool, it's dry. You're a 3-foot, I think it's 3 foot. And I think it's about 6 inches above that. We didn't measure it. In other words, from the lip down to the water line. Is that about right?
The water's 3 foot, so you got the 6-inch tile and then the stone around it.
So 8 inches and that stone's 2 inches, I think. thick.
Yeah, but when they repair the pool, it's 3 foot for 20 feet. And then in that 20 foot range, it drops another foot. So we could do it in 30 feet. It would just be a pretty good slope through it. I think that would be enough room. We need to get the pros up here and get their input, but I think that would be more than enough to have a good, decent wading pool.
The reason I was mentioning that, I went back and just did a little math real quick when I got home there after that and redrew some of that right here. And it looked to me more like if we were gonna get sort of what we were talking about, that we're gonna need more like 40 inches of fall in that slope. So 40 inches, of inch a foot kind of deal, which is very gradual, very small slope in to hit where the 36 inches is sort of at now. I think we'd be better if we have the range there to talk about extending 40 feet. Which is lengthy, but we're talking about extending up to that, to where we've got, now, I'm not talking about all that being in water necessarily, but it's a continuous gradual walk in instead of any step off.
Another thing, that Mr. Carmen brought up in the last meeting was maybe taking out the kiddie pool, and I'm against it. But if we made that L shape instead of going toward the track and or took a right and went toward that kiddie pool and sloped up, that may be more of an ideal solution than going toward the track, because we're imposing on the track at 25 feet. It's just too easy. Somebody to kick rocks. We've pulled probably 50 or 60 pounds of asphalt out of it this winter. They've just thrown asphalt, mainly from the construction around the park. There's been free debris laying around, and it's just easy to pick it up and throw it in the pool. But that close to the track, we would surely get a lot more trash and debris in there during the wintertime. It's just harder on the pool. So that right and going up toward the kiddie pool and staying next to the building may be a more ideal solution. It's your call.
I think we all looking to do it, maybe put in your budget for the new pool this coming year where we can try to get this going right after this pool season, where we can go ahead and start on the new pool where they'll be open for the next season. We need to get that.
Yeah, we need to. I mean, like I said, I don't see any way we'd be able to open it next year. It goes through another winter with these stones, the cornerstones, the edge stones. You can step on them and they move. I don't want to talk about it anymore. No encouragement towards anybody that's thinking about doing destruction or damage to the pool, but it wouldn't take much. Like I said, all of us together could have it tore down this evening. We're on shaky ground right now.
Just hoping we can get through this year, then we need to have everything in to start getting our bids and maybe get it approved in our budget, and maybe some of the ARPA money, we can get a new one next year. But that's something are you gonna try to put that in your budget this year or for the new pool and all, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We've already got it budgeted for the new pool. Y'all make a decision on what you want. Let's get a good solid answer on exactly what we want to do, so I'll know what to tell them. And we're going to move forward all through the summer, and hopefully they all of them know that we're ready to pull the trigger at the fall of the year, whether we just replace the pool we have or build something, a little better.
I think the L shape makes a whole lot more sense, especially if not having to expand the current footprint. So I would say go with that.
You'd mentioned this new equipment, you didn't have room. If you went to the left instead of towards the parking lot, you see what I'm saying? I think that's why I said something about taking the kiddie pool out, so you would have room to build something for your equipment, and then the wading pool would act like the kiddie pool. But I mean, you know more about it than I do. If you think you need a kiddie pool, that's fine. I'm just asking, what about the equipment room?
We have
That's what I was talking about.
and go toward the park. It's a possibility. We have a ton of young mothers that bring their babies up there, and they just want to sit with their feet in the edge of the pool and watch their children. They don't want them anywhere near the older kids, in 3 foot of water. A wading pool that you're still gonna have the older kids playing in it. That closed gate is a good barrier. A lot of them are, they're occupied and they want their kid to be kind of contained a little bit where they can just have a little bit of free time while their kids play. We'll get a lot of feedback from young mothers if we just completely do away with the kiddie pool. We do need room for the equipment, but there's a spot on the other end that the big kids hang out in. It's always been a kind of a bad area for, that's just where the older teens hang out, debate and smoke and cuss. And I wouldn't mind putting it right there, close that plumb off and make room for our new equipment in there. I do think I'll continue to pound in that we need the new equipment just because it's gonna be the life of the pool in the long run. I can't stress how much damage it does to dump all those chemicals into that pool at one time in the morning. And, it's just, it's a shock. It literally is a shock. And it's just hard on the equipment. It's hard on all the plastic. It's hard on that's what's eating. That's why all of our skimmers are leaking. They're split and cracked because they're just brittle. The chlorine's eating them up. And I know it's going to do it over time, but it seems like we're, kind of speeding up the process by dumping all that in it at one time. These newer treatment machines, they'll drop a drop in it a minute or a drop in it an hour just to keep it where it needs to be, instead of when we dump it all in the morning, it goes through the roof and then slowly drops off through the day to where it should be. And there's better solutions, and I think it'll improve the longevity of the pool. And, it keeps us from making a mistake too. We have had hot pools in the past. It's been a long time, but it's easy to overtreat them as well.
So the estimates you got us here recently, is that just for like, more or less like the pool is now with a kiddie pool?
Just putting it back like it is. Some are with the deck and some are without that deck. The deck's in bad shape. It's cracking. Every year we take more and more self-leveling caulk and fill them up. And this year it's gonna cost quite a bit of money to get everything caulked back and put back. But we really need a deck. The fence is rusted. Eventually the state will make us change the fence. We've had to change a piece of it, 50-foot section of it before, and they'll make us change the rest of it sooner or later. So we really just need a complete upgrade, just completely remodel the entire thing. And I wouldn't mind our crew, when they're working on that, we can be in there remodeling the showers and the bathrooms and putting everything, just kind of new. The park's new. We've done some facelifting around the park area and the playground, and I'd just like to see it all updated. It was built in '88 and still looks like it.
Anybody got any more questions? How much more you think it would be to do what they're talking about doing, the extension? There's gonna be a whole lot more money involved there, or?
I dare say 300,000. By the time we get the mushroom fountain, which would be a nice addition, it'd be something that the kids would have a lot of fun with, the younger kids. And that digging down and adding all the new slope is going to be very expensive. One of our bids was 190, I think. I think it'd be another 100,000 on top of that. There's no telling. We could piece it up and let one of my local guys do the concrete work and not put it all under a pool contractor. We could do the fence or certain things we could do to cut a few corners and save a little bit of money, but the pool, I wouldn't be comfortable turning anybody loose in there that I didn't know or had seen some of their work. I think, in my opinion, Madison Pools is one of the best ones. Standing Stone Pools is another one. He's one of the best. But he's expensive.
So I mean, we sort of need to decide if, what kind of price range we want to stay in, and if we want to do that, or more or less go back and like, just doing like it, I mean, you know, go where you have something, some to work with when he tries to prepare a budget to, you know, put that in for it or whatever. And it sounds like it, doing what y'all, I mean, doing that extra is gonna be a whole lot more money involved.
I say we aim high. Like, yeah, I mean, let, you know, like I said, we just put $1 million in, or 1.2 in that playground. Let's aim high. If budget wants to trim it back, you know, can, but let's say, let's ask for the whole kit and caboodle.
Any comments?
I'll add one to that. I think if we're gonna redo it, we redo it and do it back well. It's worth, if it's gonna continue to be done well. I agree with Mr. Slee. What's there right now? He's told us for years he's patching it to get it to work, and he's definitely patching it to get it to work. I appreciate greatly the effort that he and his guys are making do to make that happen. You know, he had a guy down there the other day that had patched some concrete work. He'd done an outstanding job. It looked just like was there. I'm sure that saved us quite a bit of money in those situations. He's got guys that can do a lot of that work for us. But if we're going to do it and we've got to take everything out already, we might as well do it right if we're going to go that route at all. Now, there's no reason, in my personal opinion, to go back and do it, just redo what's there just because it's what's there, in the fact that we've got to take everything out. I assume by saying everything out, all that entire liner is coming, the plaster liner, all those pieces are coming out. It's not a bad time to complete, update drainage, update, the safety measures of that pool is what somebody's going to do when they come in and put in a new one, if we're going to do it.
Can we get like the quotes or something like you're talking about, but maybe a design or a couple different designs to kind of show different ways that you're talking? That way, with the gradual and the mushroom and all that stuff. I mean, just a couple different ways of doing it. And another thing, if we could probably try to work on maybe getting some grant money for that, maybe to help with that project. That's just a thought.
I can talk to some guys and have something drawn up. We just need a dead set idea of what we want. You know, we can do whatever. The thing about the addition is you're basically building another pool, because all that has to be excavated, framed with the metal, forms that goes in it, and then shot concrete. So it's basically another pool. I just don't know how much that would be. I'll get them up here as fast as I can, but if y'all are shooting for the L-shaped and just see how far we can go up there, we can take some measurements, and I can talk to a couple of the guys and see what they think, maybe get some drawings and some plans, and we'll take it from there. And more than likely what we'll wind up doing is have them send this out for bid. These people just coming in, giving me quotes. We're going to have to run an ad and go through the proper channels to do this right, because we're talking about a lot of money. So.
Yeah, I did. If you're gonna do an L and went towards the park and retain the use of the kiddie pool I think would be in the best interest of a lot of the patrons. Try and retain that kiddie pool. If you try, like you said, if you try to go towards a walking track, you're gonna get a lot of debris and a lot of stuff the closer you get to it. If you did an L and went the other direction towards the park, you might not have as much of that. I mean, the actual structure itself, when you chip away all this plaster that's literally disintegrated, what's underneath there is going to probably have to be built back up to an extent. A lot of the rebar will have to be replaced, maybe not all of it, but a lot of it will have to be. This is basically a new pool. They spray the substrate that they spray in behind the rebar is a different material than what will go in the, a couple inches or an inch, within an inch behind the rebar and out, which is gunite. It's more of a concrete that's sprayed in the back and then it kind of graduates out to a gunite material. That extension will probably add somewhere in the 30 to 40% to the overall cost of this, plus whatever the cost of the excavation and stuff is gonna be. There's gonna have to be a fair amount of excavation because obviously it's not on the same, grade going either direction. It's not, the grade's not the same, so that's gonna have to be brought in. And then do we want to add an extension on backfill? When you're building a pool, any backfilling that you do has to be done, should be done with crush and run, any gravel to eliminate that extensive settling that happens. Anytime you disturb the earth underneath where a pool's gonna go, you have to come back with something harder than what was there. Like I said, I spent in my college years, I spent time building pools for a summer job, and I learned quite a bit about it. But I would say with the changing the grade out there, building it back up and then having to do that, you're gonna add 40% in that range. It's just food for thought. And then obviously you're changing the fence significantly, so you're looking at that cost as well. That's just things to think about if you're gonna go L shape, or even if you go straight out 30-40 feet straight out towards the walking track. That you're gonna have to take into consideration those things.
I have a question. I'm not sure how much room down where the diving board and all is. Is there any way to extend it out that way into that
No.
grass area?
Absolutely not.
There's not.
Because you've got a diving well. So to try and extend it out from that, you would have to double.
Is there more discussion on this one? If not, I guess we need to when do we need to decide, I mean, what we need, I mean, next few months anyway, or next month or so. Or you can decide, I mean, what's the committee's?
I think if, Mr. Gregory, sorry, I think if I'm hearing Mr. Salee, one must keep is the kiddie pool. I don't think we could ever turn L to the east. East would be towards the playground. If we turned east towards the playground, I don't know if you've been there in a while, but it drops almost straight off. You're above the whole playground if you think about what we're talking about there. I don't think we got an option there. If you turn the L to the west, you're going towards the kiddie pool. I think the distance is there to make that piece work, but there you've got to determine something about a kiddie pool. Mr. Slee, I didn't even think about the statement of getting, the distance is there. There's about 90 feet or a little more between might have been a little more than that, between the fence now and the walking track. So there's distance there. Didn't think about the option that it would add a nice, easy place to throw pebbles and watch them splash. But I mean, that's just what we're talking about here. But I think you are stuck to those two directions and that's where we're setting. You got three choices is what I see. One is we're keeping it as it is and just remodeling what's there. Two is we're turning to the right, going towards the kiddie pool, try to figure out a way if somebody could still put a kiddie pool inside that wade in, or we're going straight forward and doing the kiddie in the wade in area. That's literally what we've got in front of us here.
Would it be an option to do the L shape toward the kiddie pool, but move the kiddie pool to, toward the end, toward the track?
Be better off just moving the shallow end toward the track. There's more room between the actual edge of the pool to the track versus from the edge of the pool to the parking lot. I mean, it's almost double, so it's gonna be tight no matter what we do there. It's just a matter of getting exactly what y'all wanna do and me getting some prices together. I think our best bet is to just leave the kiddie pool, see what it's gonna cost to get that moved, that wading pool put in. And, you know, we don't have to have, it slope from 4 inches or 6 inches gradually down to 3 feet. We can put another rope at the 3 feet mark and have all kinds of wading pool up there. That wouldn't be out of the way either. We could have almost an infinity wall put there where it would run over that spot back into the 3 feet area. Basically making a giant kiddie pool, just, gradually getting deeper. Basically another swimming pool, just minimized. Instead of 3 to 10 or 3 to 9, it's 4 inches to 12 or 18 or however much you want.
What, can you try to give some figures from the 2 or 3 different options there we've talked about here? Or, I mean, I know the time, we keep asking you to do stuff.
Job, I
mean,
don't mind doing it. I'd kind of like, you know, I need to tell these guys this is what we want.
Yeah,
Or maybe this is what we want, or maybe this is what they kind of lose interest in me pretty quick. So it's best if I just, you know, let's continue on with this wading pool going in with the kiddie pool, add the chemical addition down on that end and see what that costs. New deck, new fence, just give the pool a facelift and see what that costs and take it from there. That's a good idea. The wading pool is a good idea. The fountain would be a good idea. And if we have to cut the fountain, we'll cut the fountain, but, let's just pick that solution and go with it. Trying to go east or west is gonna be a wash in my opinion,
Yeah.
because the park's in the way, the parking lot's in the way, the other direction. We've got a pretty small footprint to work with. And going south toward the walk track's our best bet. If we have to, we'll put a privacy fence up, that side. It's no big deal. The kids won't know whether they made the rock in there or not. We pick them up every year. It don't matter. We pulled canned peaches out, canned goods of all kinds of beer, you name it. We pull everything out. This year, I guess the worst was asphalt, a big soft-shelled turtle and 2 bullfrogs, and we took them to the creek. So whatever it takes, that's what we do. You just tell me what you want and we'll make it happen. Yes, sir. It won't be a problem. Like I said, we may just have to run some ads and set it out for bid to get some more interest in here. I'm not worried about, the cost as much as I am the quality of work. Everybody's a pool installer these days. You can put a sign on the side of a truck and that's, we get into some shady stuff that way. The lowest bid's not gonna be our best bet. I can assure you that. So we're gonna have to really do some back checking and I'd like to see some more work of what they've done before we just pull the trigger on plain Jane's pools.
Ms. Linda?
I have a quick question because I wasn't here for the meeting before when you were talking about how you're wanting to have like the pool area and then extend it out and have a gradual walk in and have it all together. I think that would be good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I think, Mr. Lee, just sitting here looking at it and seeing those pieces, we talked there the other day. If we said, hey, we want to extend this thing 30 feet and what can you do for us inside 30 feet to try to accomplish a weight in? What's the best route to go? Inside a couple pool installers, if you've got somebody you truly trust that might come down, hey, if we got to pay them a little bit to get them to come down here and give us their opinion, that'd be great too. I think we have an idea what we're hoping to accomplish, but if we could get somebody that has an idea what they can do inside that 30 feet, pay somebody to get them to come down here and let them do that piece and see what we can actually accomplish there. Let's say we want to do it in 30 feet. What can you do in 30? Well, I can do this in 30, but I can do this in 35. If that's where they want to go. I think to us, that's our best solution is that we turn you loose with that. Say we're going south, and going to keep your kiddie pool area, and replace fencing for sure. I think you were dead on that the concrete itself, when he was mentioning there a minute ago, if we're going to do it, I think we need to replace it, gut it and replace it because there's spots that they've chipped out again where they're going to go in and put that self-leveling caulk in. One of those spots is probably 5 inches, 6 inches wide and 10 feet long where a crack in the concrete has happened. Stuff's settling. Part of why it's settling is it was truly built on backfill. That is all backfill. The entire pool there that's built was built on a backfill location. It was all brought in backfilled. When they moved the original pool to there, it was all backfill. If you look at the land, it don't look like where the pool sets. It sets up on a new spot. It was built. I think our best shot is to go that 30 feet or so, say, hey, what can you do for us inside 30 feet? For this goal, we would like to have a weighed-in area. I think that's our best move with some kind of pool extra piece there, the mushroom, something that has that pump of movement. I don't mind a bit putting that form of motion to turn Cliffs loose to do that in trying to extend and see what we can get. If we have to pay somebody, let's pay somebody to get them in here and let them talk about it and get us the best plan.
Second, Mr. Carmer, is any more discussion on this? Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. All righty, Mr. Slays, you got something to go with here now. Let's move right on into the park. My question the other day, weren't they supposed to do some shrubs and all that around the park in the springtime?
Yeah, we've got, starting in with GNL. She's actually supposed to come in and trim some stuff down here in town over the weekend. We'll pick it up Monday, all the trimmings and stuff like that she's gonna be working on. And we'll start moving towards setting out the plants and greenery in the next couple of weeks. But there is some stuff to be set out down there, yes, sir.
What about the lights with the names and stuff? When is that, does that happen yet or when,
Yeah, the sign, I believe he got the backboard hung today. The main part of the frame is hung now. The names are here. It's in a milk colored acrylic, kind of a white acrylic. That'll be hung and then we'll have a plexiglass covering over that. And there'll be a light. We were gonna try to backlight it, but it's ridiculous what it's gonna take. So we're gonna put a light above head that shines down. We've got a good 8-foot LED light bar that'll shine down on it. We bought a bunch of them a couple of years ago for Little League and put them, new lights in the concession stands. We had a couple of extras, so, one of them's a shop light up at the convenience center for my mechanic, and then the other one we're gonna put over here, so it'll be nice when we get done. It looks great, it really does. The sign is, like I said, the milk colored, the backboard is trimmed out with the 4 colors of the park, so we've got blue and orange, yellow and green surrounding the names. And then we're probably gonna repaint the restrooms too. Dustin Johnson, them's kind of took lead with, repainting the concession stand bathrooms and, park bathrooms at the ball fields. And color choice, we would kind of rather go with the park colors versus the purple and gold, right around the playground area, just to keep it all matching. If we were gonna repaint it, that's up in the air. If you guys want to talk about that, we can do that.
anybody got any comments on that? I think it needs, the state of colors that the park is up there to where. Yeah, anybody?
I think that's definitely a strong move if we're gonna do any painting to keep it similar to the color that's already there that we've got in that area. My only other question to that was, we've got some work crews that I know do some work. Is that something that can be accomplished with the work crews? And the reason I say that is you're coming upon a time when you're fixing to get busy. Your guys get a lot busier in the summer, it seems, with extra, other added duties. So is there a likelihood that this could be something one of our work crews could take care of?
An inmate work crew, I doubt we would be able to get any of Ray's too. He's actually working on getting us a female inmate work crew. He's got a bunch of ladies in there that are wanting to get out and do some time. So I'm working with my park girl to get her not jailer certified, but enough certification that she can be with a male jailer while these female inmates are out doing the work. So that's happening in the next week. I've got to go buy them, probably some shoes and pants and stuff like that. So they'll be, in work clothes instead of jail. Ray don't want his fatigues, just completely destroyed when they're out here doing this type of labor. He'd prefer them to be in street clothes. So if we have to do that, whatever it takes to satisfy the sheriff so we can get these girls out and get them working is a goal. And Ray came to me and offered it to me, and I'm kind of excited about it. I hope we can get some help where our only inmate that we have right now gets out of jail tonight or tomorrow night is his, I think tonight's his last night. He gets out at midnight tonight. So we're out of luck until Monday. We'll be using paid hands to do the cardboard and the recycling and all that stuff the rest of the week. So we're really excited to get this other option going. But the colors, like I said, that's up to y'all. We're gonna make it happen. So whether it's us or them, we're gonna make it happen. If y'all want to talk about the colors, or if you're satisfied with the park colors, or keep the gray, whatever you want to do, now's the time, because we're fixing to start slinging paint.
Match the park.
And I see the mayor here. We talked about having like a grand opening or deal at the park down there since we'd redone it. You have maybe come up with any kind of dates, or I mean, that's something that still we need to do, or, Mr. Salute?
Yeah, we're kind of waiting until we get all these upgrades done. There's gonna be a lot of pictures taken and a lot of social media. So we would like to have the restrooms done and, everything in place. I don't know if y'all been down there lately. We've seen we put the new benches in right beside the sidewalks to maybe give people a break. We've put out some smokers outposts to try to keep deter smoking from in the park area. We really want to get everything up to as nice as, as we can have it. And we're running out of time. We are shorthanded, but I feel like we can have it done in the next next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we should have everything up to speed. So before school lets out for the summer full, you know, I think we'd be able to have it somewhere right in there. That would be up to the mayor.
That's what I was thinking around May 23rd, around that, in the May there, trying to do that. And then, and the deal at the Frisbee Golf, what's been, the pad's been missing now? What's been going on? What I've always seen where some people's been posting, what's been missing down there? Is it the flood or somebody stealing it or what's going on there?
I think it's just one of the grass things that are gone. I don't know. I don't think it's one that would have washed away though. It's been taken. But, only one, the rest of them are down there. My mowers they're mowing around them and we see them, but there's one that's completely gone. It's been gone. Seems like they put them out one day and it was gone the next. So it's just somebody being that way. Can't cuss in here.
As we don't have cameras facing that way or,
No, sir, we're fixing to put some, on the concession stands. We're having tons of damage in those restrooms and it's just younger children not being supervised. We're getting a lot of help filling up that Little League dumpster over there. My driver's here. He dumped it last week and we went over there this morning. It's running out the top again. So somebody's starting to use that instead of utilizing the convenience center. So, we're gonna put some cameras up over there and we'll be able to get a little of it, but it's still a distance. Now, we ran all the wiring and to do everything for a bigger camera system in that area. But I'm just not, I'm not satisfied. I won't be comfortable spending $35,000 on a camera system when we're putting them up all over the county for $700 and I can pull them up on my phone. I bought one for my house. We've got them everywhere. And if I can do it for 700, I'm not gonna spend 30 grand. Unless you wanna spend 30 grand.
I was just gonna mention the one pad that continues to get disturbed. What they did is they went down and put down what they're called T-pads. And it was in the original plan. It just finally, they're moving this along as they get monies and donations. Some of this was donation stuff. And they're turf, they're baseball turf, football turf kind of things is what they are. And they're like a 3 foot by 5 foot little pad laying there that's been gravelled under, padded down under and set down. The one that keeps going missing is kind of behind what you'd call field 2 down there. It's right beside the track. It's really close to the track. I guess you'd say it's in a high traffic area, not far from the 2 large pavilions, over there just to the north, I guess, of those pavilions. And that one, was put down on a Friday. It was gone by Sunday afternoon. It was reapplied on a Monday and it was gone again by Wednesday. It is back down now and to my understanding is still there. So whomever during spring break wanted to keep it gone, kept it gone during spring break. That all happened during spring break. I'll leave your thoughts at that.
I mean, but more cameras you can get down there, it'll help us out, I think.
Yeah, something like this, I'd like to meet with the guy down there and let him show me exactly where. I think I know where he's talking about. It was here this last week. I'll put a trail camera down there and I've got 3 or 4 cellular trail cameras at home. I'll just bring a trail camera down there and set it up and I can take a bucket truck and put it up in a tree and even if they see it, they can't get to it. So it won't be an issue.
We sort of pressing for time. Is there anything else we need to discuss in regards to the park? Mr. Salih, is there anything else you need to bring up or discuss? Or?
I think we've covered it. Like I said, the sign will be installed this week. Hopefully we'll have everything done on it. I'm pretty sure the base of it, the backboard and all the trim around it's already been installed. He worked on that today. So the sign, it's a 4x8 sheet, almost like a sheet of plywood. It's just a milk glass with all the names on it. They're not huge names, but they're readable from a decent distance. So it'll be nice once we get it up. It should be up and running this week. The light will probably be on full time until we can get a photo cell in there to where it'll come on at night and shut off during the day.
That's all I've got. We need to set our meeting for, May, cause we do need to have a meeting in May, cause the pool's fixing to open up in May, so we need to make sure we have a meeting in May to make sure everything's on go and ready to go. Anybody got any good dates? May 13th on a Tuesday or May,
Budget is scheduled. I was just gonna tell you the first
Okay.
2 weeks of May, they're
Okay.
we're pretty well scheduled, those nights. They're tentative into that second week, but they're, scheduled that first full week of May. I think that starts like a second or third, whatever that is. I'm not looking at my calendar right now, and then runs into that next week. So if we wanted to schedule it there, we would need to schedule it, say 5 o'clock, because budget starts at 6, or we'd want to schedule it after budget, and you never know when those exactly are gonna end.
maybe.
If you want in those first 2 weeks.
Maybe the third week, maybe May the 20th, that'd be closer to that weekend. Let's go open there and make sure. Let's go ahead and set them, is May the 20th good? Is anything else that night?
That'd be after work sessions, all I was gonna say. Work session would be the 19th, I believe.
Yeah, we probably needed,
It'd be, you might could do it like I say, the 13th, you just do it if, I don't know if 5 o'clock works for everybody. I don't know how that fits.
let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Thursday.
They're
May
not,
1st.
they're not scheduled till that next week, so first or second.
Let's schedule May 1st, then on a Thursday at 6 o'clock. That good with everybody? Is there anything else we need to bring up while we're here? Appreciate everybody coming. Mr. Presley, he did let me know he wouldn't be here tonight. He's still not feeling good, so everybody keep him in your prayer. Got any public comment? Any public comment? Another thing, the old post had the names on it. We need to get the word out where the people can pick them up if they want to.
We'd like to set a couple of days during the summer to just bring the trailer over to the park. It's kind of sketchy back there where we keep it right now. There's some storage stuff back there that people don't need to be around. We could bring it to the park and leave it for a couple of weekends, and maybe the 4th of July weekend, we may be able to set it over at the senior center or something like that, and that would get a lot of people. We can't look for them for you. We don't have that kind of time or manpower to be back there digging through them, finding everybody's name, but they're welcome. If they want them now, they're welcome to reach out to the office, and we'll get them back there to where they can take a look and get what they want.
Mr. Gutley.
Maybe a solution there might be that if we put something on our website that would allow them to acknowledge, hey, I want my name back. And then we could, at least as time permits, maybe over the next year, it doesn't have to be fast, let those be found by, if you got a rainy day or something that guys might go in and find a few names. We need to see how many people are, up front are wanting them. If we got a lot of folks wanting those back, then maybe we need to open up time at the park. But if it's a few names that are wanting those back and we give them ample time to decide, hey, we're gonna post it for this long. If you want yours back, please reply here or whatever. I think we can post that and put the word out on those things and maybe not cause an issue that wouldn't have any folks come. It could be a bit of a debacle if we have a large trailer full of pieces and somebody trying to go through there. Might be a better idea to go, who wants those back kind of thought.
We can move them to a spot where people can look for them safely around there, but I just don't have the manpower to be. I mean, there's 1,300 of them. And they scatter them. They can do what they want in an area. We can fix it up, keep it mowed and sprayed and let them, we can give them a year. But I think the people that want them will respond well within a month's time. So I'll talk to Cheese and see if we can't get it on the radio, and between me and him and the mayor and a couple other people, we can get it around town pretty good. If we have to, we'll post a few flyers around town. Take a couple of pictures of them, put them on a flyer and say, if this is yours, you can pick it up, or if you have one like it, you can pick it up.
Can you put it on the Facebook Public Works page too, or whatever, people
Alright.
see it, let's do that.
Yeah, that's no problem.
That's all I've got. I hear a motion to adjourn. Got a motion, but second by Mr. Taylor. Thank y'all for coming.